Hello guys, I hope you are doing good. So today I am going to tell you Azure functions. Basically, on Azure we have a services that is called Azure function. That is a serverless concept. We are not dependent on any of the server to configure the Azure functions and to use Azure function in your product. So to create the Azure function we will need a few DLL that needs to be installed by the NuGet package in your Visual Studio. So here I have a 2019 Visual Studio, and how we can create Azure function is that create a new project, and in the new project you can get this Azure function. If you have installed the related DLLs, then you can select next. I will give the demo. So Azure function is like a function app that is hosted on the Azure, and so you can just run your code on the server. Basically Azure function requires to run a piece of code on the server without any to install servers and all. And before creating it we have a different kinds of Azure function and different versions of the Azure function. So currently in market we have V1 and V2 Azure function, as well as V3 that is recently came into the market. So to create a V1 Azure function, it depends on the .NET framework. So you can use .NET framework 4.7, and if you want to move your system to Azure function V2, then you will have to use .NET Core. It does not support in .NET framework. Okay, so let's go to create Azure function. So when you create Azure function you will get these are the triggers, we can say. So Azure function is not, we can say, the serverless code. It is just the services provided by the Azure to run your a small piece of code on the server. So first you can see we have HTTP trigger function, queue trigger, and service bus queue trigger, and service bus topic trigger. These topics guys I can explain you on the next video, like what kind of what is service bus and queue trigger Azure function. And we have time trigger Azure function, means like on a particular time interval you want to run your Azure function, then you can choose the time trigger. And suppose if you want to run your Azure function when any message is dropped to your topic in subscription, then you have to create the service bus trigger Azure function. Then same we have on the service bus, actually we have two concept, queue and topic. But if you are using a topic, then you have to choose a service bus. If you are using queue, then you have to choose service bus queue trigger, and if you are using service bus topic, then you have to choose this trigger. And this is the queue trigger. Like on the Azure we have a separate services provided by the Azure, that is queue storage, right? So whenever any message is put in the queue, this function will get trigger. Similarly we have IoT hub trigger, HTTP trigger also. Like you want to do any HTTP request to your Azure function, then it will get trigger. And event hub trigger, event get trigger, any event will happen, then your Azure function will get trigger. And we have this Cosmos DB trigger. Like this is also one of the service provided by the Azure, where we store the it's like a kind of DB, or we can say the table where we install all the components or configurations which are required in the project. So whenever any components is get stored in this function will get triggered. Then we have blob trigger. So on the Azure side we have blob services is kind of storage. So when you store any file or anything in your blob, then this function will get triggered. So today I will show you the demo for the HTTP trigger Azure function and the service bus topic trigger Azure function. So first let's create the HTTP trigger Azure function. Okay, so when you create, these are the storage account and the authorization level. So you can ignore here because this will get like whenever you will deploy your Azure function into the server, that time it will say get from there. And then just click on create. Then you can see my Azure function is getting created, which will be the HTTP GET trigger function. Okay, so I am using Visual Studio 2019 guys. So first we have to install all those dependencies like ASP.NET Core and extension loggings and this threading.task. so I have already installed, that's why it came into my project. But if it is not coming up, then you can go to your project and you can go to manage NuGet package and you can install the respective DLLs. So first this is the class. So this is your function app. So this function app will get deployed to your Azure. So once you publish so your code into the Azure, then this will be your function app that will be present on the Azure. And this is the function that gets created inside it. So inside of one project you can create a multiple functions. So this is kind of app, and inside this app we have multiple Azure function that we can host. So since I created the HTTP trigger function, then you can make get, post, request other also. So here I will just use the get post request, where I will post some JSON to my CRM. Like I am doing this integration for the Microsoft Dynamics CRM. Suppose I have a CRM where I have to retrieve all the accounts and send back to the HTTP response. Then I can use post where I will send the JSON in the where in that I will send the date for which date you want all the accounts to be retrieved. So it is simple guys, right? So now you can go the logger. Okay, so logger, so this you will use to write the logs into your Azure function. So when you deploy, and this will be the log that will appear on your Azure side. And if you go to the property of it, so it is choose the .NET Core 3.0, or I can choose the .NET Core 2.0, because this function is get created in the okay, 1 minute, open in the v2 version. How, if you want to check which version you are using for your function, then you can go to the your class and you can open the cpros file, and if you edit this file, then you will get okay, meanwhile the version of the function which you are using. Okay, so here I similarly guys, if you want to create another Azure function which is the service bus get trigger Azure function, you can go to right click on your project, click on new Azure function, and then you can choose a function, and the name of this function I will give the service bus Azure functions. It means like whenever any of the message will come to your service bus, then it will hit this Azure function. And I will choose the service bus topic because my bus is going to be the, you can give that I missed that part, you can give the topic name and subscription name. I took the default one, I'll show you once it gets created. Okay, so meanwhile it got opened. So you see when you create the project, that time only you have to choose the .NET Core on which you want to point this Azure function and the version of the project. Let me add another project into it. Okay, I'll create another project which will be the Azure function v1 that we will try to target it. Okay, function app 2 C# Azure cloud. Okay, so here you can see it is pointing to Azure function v3.NET Core. So here guys, here only when you create your project, you have to make sure that you should know your requirement in which version of Azure function you want to create. So I choose this one, v2 v3. I will, if I select the v1 c .NET framework, and v2 and v3 are on the .NET core. So this is a very important part that you have to make sure before creating. If I select v1, this will create my v1 project. So inside it I have created, say, in the first project I have created service bus trigger. So this will be your my topic, if you can see. So this will be your the service bus topic name, and this will be your subscription name. And then on, and you have to give the service bus connection string into your Azure function. Then it will hit your Azure function whenever any message received by your subscription. So guys, thanks. I will end up my video here. I will go into detail on the coding part and the deployment part in my next video. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. Thanks. Bye.